Last week, this guy Avery, who I had the discussion with, he started a fundraiser so I can raise money because I took him to court in America in the US federal court. I took him to court pro se, which pro se means litigant in person, which means what? Which means I'm the one going to do it for my own chat GPT, what he was doing on the actual debate. I'm going to have to do the same thing, take a page out of his book.
Oh, hey, pause that right there. Yeah, because look at what he just said right there. I'm not coming with big fancy lawyers. You're not allowed to have big fancy lawyers, Mohammed Hijab. You are officially bankrupt so that you don't have to pay those hundreds of thousands of pounds to Douglas Murray and the Spectator. So you declare bankruptcy. So you can't be hiring big fancy lawyers. So you have to do it. You have to represent yourself.
Yeah, it's not a choice. It's not like some choice.
It's not a choice. And Hijab couldn't say, hey, I'm going to raise money for big fancy lawyers. They would snatch that. They would snatch that money from you in a heartbeat, right? Yeah. So Avery's not in that position. Avery knows we see this new trend. Hey, let's copyright strike everyone who posts debates and stuff. Let's just copyright strike people and get their stuff taken down. He knows, and he knew it, but we were telling him, dude, you have to fight this and you have to freaking win, or they will never stop doing it. If Hijab were to win this, him saying, feel free to have this on your channel. Oh, and then copyright strike. If he were to win that, Muslims are going to do that left and right. Yeah, let's have a debate. Yeah, post it on your channel. And copyright strike. They would be doing it left and right. So Avery has to win. So what happened? He contacts a legal team. What would it cost to take this all the way through court and stuff like this? If he fights us every step of the way, what would it cost? And he puts up a GoFundMe for that, and people covered it, and they doubled it. They doubled it almost instantly. And then he actually paused it. I mean, I was telling them, let that thing keep going, man. It enrages them. You can tell how enraged they are. Yeah. They're enraged.
Case in point.
Yeah.
So I am taking the guy to court myself because I actually believe he copyrighted me. I believe that he did. I asked him, he said, what, did you give permission? I said, no, it's live. It's live. And then he distorted what I said. So in order to justify stealing my video from my channel.
He didn't distort what you said.
People, even Muslims.
No.
He did not distort it. Mohammed Hijab gave him the permission to put it on his channel, to go live, and to also put it on his channel. And that's exactly what God Logic did. He's now using the excuse that he himself explicitly, verbally said to Avery, you can live stream.
You can live stream this discussion. And Avery said, I'm recording it, right? I'm recording it, right? So he didn't have a live stream set up or anything. He's just, I'm recording it. I'm going to post it. He said exactly. Yeah. So Hijab is already doomed. He's basically delaying it and then throwing tantrums. And he knows he's going to lose, and he knows it's going to be another humiliation, and he's going to be embarrassed even more, and he's becoming enraged at it.
Even if that was the case, even if it was just permission given for a live stream, it would be the very same thing. A live streamed content would be just on the channel of God Logic.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah. If Hijab is saying you can live stream this now, in other words, you can be taking this content right now and have it on your channel right now. And he's claiming, but if you just put it on your channel an hour later, no, that was forbidden. That was haram. And he doesn't know what an absolute idiot he's going to sound like in court.
Yeah. And like at the end of the video, you can see Avery's like signing off of StreamYard. You can tell he's recording it on his end. He didn't download it from Mohammed Hijab's channel. He was recording it from his own.
He recorded it on his computer.
We're confused at the fact. Watch the entire video. I never give permission for anything except for live. It's nothing came out of my mouth except for the word live. You can go live.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Hang on. But Hijab, if it's live on his channel and you gave him permission for it to be live on his channel, one of the things that would happen from him being live on his channel was that it would be on his channel. So it's assumed if you're okay with it being live on his channel, that you're okay with it being on his channel. And not only that, he said he was recording it. You didn't object at all.
I didn't get that.
What an idiot. Can you imagine this guy in court? We already heard what he's like in court. It said he was like eating donuts in court and acting like an idiot. And then the judge actually declared any testimony this guy brings is worthless. That's what the judge ruled. Your testimony is worthless because you lie so much. Can you imagine this guy in a court in the US? I mean, it would just be hilarious for one of Hijab. I mean, one of the lawyers who's questioning Hijab. Hijab, you ever been to court before for anything like suing people like this before? Oh, really?
That's irrelevant right now.
Have you ever been told that you lie so much that your testimony is actually worthless?
How dare you call me a liar, you stupid judge? How dare you call me a liar?
Oh boy,
these courts, with all due respect, because I've been in some of them and been burnt already. But it's just principle.
Oh yeah, you don't say. You don't say.
You don't say.
I've been
If you're gonna go, I'm gonna go for it, and that's how I've always been. I don't care whether there's a just judge or an unjust judge. I'm gonna go for it, and that's what's gonna happen. But say, look, imagine now he's raising money to take me to court, which I'm not trained.
So let's have a look at this here from The Spectator, which Mohammed Hijab tried to sue.
Not tried to. He did sue them. He just lost and was completely crushed and humiliated like his prophet.
The earnings Hijab claimed to have lost included $3,500 or pounds a month deal to be a brand ambassador for the charity One Ummah, which he's actually connected to and was completely made up. Contracts £30,000 for a Ramadan fundraising campaign and so on. But messages that he relied on for these claims have the appearance of being contrived for the purpose of these proceedings.
Yeah.
So in other words, he colluded with these organizations to make up fake evidence in order to show it to the court that he actually lost money as a result of these defamations.
Yeah, and they expose that, because these guys are Mohammed Hijab's friends. Yeah. And then so guys, these are Mohammed Hijab's friends. This came out in court. These are Mohammed Hijab's buddies and stuff like that.
Yeah, literally Ali Dawa, like he's one of them. He was one of them.
So you've got. I mean, this is how dumb this guy is. This guy who's going to court. This guy who's going to court right now. This is how dumb he is. He doesn't think actual lawyers are going to be able to figure this stuff out. Smart lawyers are going to be able to find this stuff. He just thought, because he's stupid, he thought these guys would look at this and go, "Oh my goodness, let's settle out of court. Let's give them some money and settle it, and they'll take their stuff down." Instead, they fought it. But the documents. Oh, listen, the documents. It's hilarious. The documents were all like. It would be a letter, and it would say, "Yes, Mr. Hijab, because of your powerful da'wah, we would like you to be a brand ambassador for our great company, and we will pay you £3,500 per month for your powerful channel." Blah blah blah. And it's like these are his buddies. Like your buddies don't talk to you like this, right? Yeah. But then there'd be the letter after the Spectator article, supposedly, right? And it would say, "Mohammed Hijab, we did want you as a brand ambassador, and yes, you would have earned $3,500 per month as our brand ambassador. But after we read what the Spectator has said about you and what Douglas Murray said about you, we don't want you as our brand ambassador anymore. This has cost you the sum of £3,500 per month for a total blah, 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 giving this total of what you have lost because of this article." And it's like, are you serious? What judge is going to fall for that idiot?
Good thing is that these scammers are completely stupid. I mean, if I was a scammer in that situation and I looked at those letters, I would think, okay, guys, this doesn't look believable at all. We should probably not be going this route. But look at this. They caught it immediately. The messages, they addressed Hijab formally, despite coming from people who knew him well. They blamed the article and they provided material that would be necessary to support a claim for financial losses when one might not generally expect such detail.
Right. Yeah. Because of that article, which Douglas Murray wrote, where they're specifically saying the exact article. We're no longer going to pay you this money that you would have otherwise had unless it was for this article. It was like something like that. It was like
they also arrived at roughly the same time, which was several weeks after the article, but very shortly before a letter of claim was sent.
You see that, guys? All these messages to Hijab about how this Spectator article has cost him tons and tons of money arrived conveniently all around the same time, right before he writes his complaint. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's how stupid this guy is. That's
found that as a witness, Hijab was combative and constantly argumentative, arguing his case rather than giving straightforward responses. He made a an untenable denial of vigilantism over his actions in Leicester. He made claims that were not credible when he said he was unaware of having given a speech in front of a van displaying images of the Holocaust on another occasion in Golders Green. He also described the Jewish people he encountered in Golders Green as Zionists without any objective basis. The judge rejected Hijab's claims because the videos he publishes are at least as reputationally damaging to him as the article.
So in other words, whatever they were publishing, the videos that are on their own, they say just as much as the article said, if not worse.
Yeah, they're worse. Yeah, so guys, according to Mohammed Hijab's lawsuit, these guys are saying, because of this Spectator article, you can't be our brand ambassador. When Hijab has done things over and over and over again that are way worse for someone's brand if you want to associate with someone. And that article would be like the least of your concerns about Mohammed Hijab if you have a company. So it was, fake. Absolutely fake.
That's what the judge said here, apparently, according to the report.
Yeah.
Basically, in short words, in plain words, told Hijab, hey, you don't need to be complaining about this article that the Spectator wrote about you because your own videos are worse.
Like basically. Anyone can conclude the same thing, whether they read the article or whether they watch the video, they're going to conclude the same thing about you.
Man, incredible.
Dope.
Incredible.
Trained in US law. I'm not trained in UK law. I'm not trained in any law, let alone federal US law, I'm not trained in any law. He raises, I don't know, someone said $60,000 in one day. We try and raise money for people that are being killed.
Oh,
like subhanallah, like 11.
Did GodLogic not raise more money? How much money did he raise?
No, it was 60,000. That's when he shut it down because it was over double what he needed. So he's like, he shut it down. Where again, I would say let that go, just to enrage these guys. Because keep in mind, the reason we're telling Avery he definitely has to fight this and win this. He already understood that, but we're all making sure he knows the significance. You can't allow them to be shutting down Christian channels and stuff by endless copyright strikes. So he has to win that, but also, so you want it to be a deterrent. You want it to not work. So it's a deterrent to people using this method. Well, guess what's also a deterrent? Making Christian apologists rich and giving them everything they need to fund their ministries for long times, right? Mm-hmm. That's a massive deterrent. Hey, I'm going to copyright strike this guy and take him to court. Okay, well, guess what? You're going to end up giving him a ton of money because people are all going to want to donate it. And then if he doesn't, and then if people go beyond what he needs for the court case, then they're all basically funding his ministry. Stop funding Christian apologists who are going after Islam. Stop funding their ministries. Do not do that. And they even called him out. Who was it? Jake who called him out? You just gave Avery a ton of money. What the heck is wrong with you? That's why, it would have been hilarious for Avery to get like 200,000 or something like that for his ministry to be completely funded, all thanks to Mohammed Hijab being an idiot. That's just like a supreme deterrent. Every time another Muslim thinks about doing this in the future, hey, I got a brilliant idea. Let me copyright strike them and take them to court. Everyone would be, no, do not do that. Yeah. Don't do that. That is so stupid. Massive deterrent.
No.
And you see him like breaking down psychologically over this.
Yeah, and so they're about to say like, oh, but the video is available on our channel. And they think that like that's what's going on here. Like he's fighting so that people can just merely see the video. Not the principle here, not the idea that Muslims think that they can just control things and try to get our channels banned because of their copyright strikes and all that stuff. They think that, oh, it's just someone can still see the video on our channel. That's all this is about. No, it's about you trying to control people. You trying to shut people down. You're trying to get people banned. And you're lying to people saying you can have it on your channel. And then when they put it on their channel, look what you do. So this is going to be making Mohammed Hijab an example, and he doesn't like that. He doesn't like being made an example of.
And we saw what happened in Beirut. Bang, bang, bang. The Israelis were bang. We're trying to raise money for charity, and wallahi, you guys, I do not think we will be able to by the end of this live raise $50,000, $60,000.
Of course you won't.
Imagine this: they're raising $60,000.
Of course you won't. Of course you won't.
And they actually haven't, right? They actually haven't raised that money.
No.
Yeah.
For copyright.
For a copyright issue to harm a guy in the United Kingdom called Mohammed Hijab.
No. It's not to harm you. Wait. He gave Avery a copyright strike, and he thinks Avery fighting back is harming Mohammed Hijab.
Yeah.
Are you? What is wrong?
How is he harming you? Oh, this is all to harm me. No, it's because you're trying to give Muslims a brilliant tactic to take down all the channels channels that are crushing dawah, and Avery saying, no, you're not going to do that. And it's that's not Avery trying to harm you. That's Avery standing up against a stupid idiot with thug tactics and protecting Christian apologetics channels.
Yeah, this guy is it's like there's like a proverb in Arabic saying like someone hit me and then they cried. And like you're the one doing the action, and then you act like the victim. No, no one's trying to harm you. You tried to harm Avery, and he's defending himself, and he's standing up for really all content creators, so they don't get taken advantage of by people like you.
They want to legally harm a man in the United Kingdom, Muslim man called Mohammed Hijab, who's doing dawah. Which I'm flattered that they all think that it's worth that much money, and I'm flattered that they think they need to do that. And I'm actually,
no, Hijab. What's happening is that you are suing somebody
because you're a baby
for their right to publish something that you have even given permission to, and people are saying, no, screw you, we are going to support this guy whom you are suing. That is what is happening.
What does it have to do with dawah?
You are not the victim, Hijab. You are not the victim.
This is like Uthman ibn Fibin. He's like, oh, they're trying to hurt the dawah. They're trying to hurt the dawah. No, your dawah is you're admitting it yourself that you guys are weak. What dawah? You guys are weak already. We don't need to do anything. You guys are destroying yourselves. It's like this is not about you having strong, powerful dawah or something like that.
Yeah,
because you are. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, just guess what? When Mohammed Hijab gave Avery permission to have this on his channel, Hijab was thinking he's gonna manhandle Avery and powerful dawah. Avery schooled him and humiliated him, and the video on Avery's channel was blowing Hijab's video out of the water and was going viral. It was going like this. So Hijab, boom, copyright strike to keep it from going more viral because he just doesn't want everyone reviewing this constantly and using it to make fun of him. So he came up with the brilliant tactic. Ooh, copyright strike. And we said no, not going to do it.
They they overestimate me more than even I overestimate myself. Yeah. But the fact is this: why? I forget these guys. We are weak because we can't even help our poor. We are weak because we can't even raise money. Look, we're talking about Lebanon. Lebanon is a country with 30 or 40% Christian. Okay, we want to raise money for people that have been oppressed, whether they are Muslim or whether they are Christian. Actually, because wallahi, like a lot of Christians. Listen, a lot of Christians. I know you guys are watching this.
He's trying to appeal to the Christians now.
What do you mean? A lot of your
he wants us to donate to him.
He also had like 700 people watching.
There's certainly are a lot of Christians watching.
It's money for people that have been oppressed.
Now they are watching.
Whether they are Muslim or whether they are Christian, actually. Because wallahi, like a lot of Christians, listen, a lot of Christians, I know you guys are watching this. And I think, to be honest, this has been quite bad. The interaction between us is not a representation of how Muslims and Christians should interact. So I'm honest with you, bro.
Really?
He's talking about Lebanon here, and he's talking about how Christians are, how Muslims and Christians are being oppressed in Lebanon. This is a very typical slimy tactic to appeal to Christians, despite the fact that this guy also happens to be an extremely anti-Christian bastard. He's trying to appeal to Christians by bringing up Christians because Lebanon happens to be a Christian country, or a country that is originally Christian and that has been occupied by Islamists and has been overtaken by Muslims. In the conflict that is ongoing, the conflict between Lebanon and Israel, the fight was started by Hezbollah, which took over and occupied vast regions within Lebanon. The Christians in Lebanon hate Hezbollah, and Hezbollah repeatedly attacks and keeps firing at Israel, as a result of which Israel says, all right, enough is enough, we're going to go in. Among Christians, the general attitude is that Hezbollah is the one to blame here in this case. The request has repeatedly been for Hezbollah to stop fighting, to stop doing this, to stop ruining the country. This guy comes here as an Islamist trying to appeal to Christians. Take it, or sort the situation out with your fellow Islamists, Hijab, who are causing all the mess.
Yeah, he's this is like a grifter kind of thing. He's just trying to appeal to, like, he's trying to appeal to Christians as if he cares about the Christians of the Middle East. He doesn't even care about the Muslims of the Middle East. Look how these guys treat Palestinians. Forget about Lebanese Muslims. Look at how they treat Palestinian Muslims. They don't care. They're just trying to raise money, and I don't know, God knows what they do with the money. But these guys don't actually care. They don't care about Palestinians. They don't care about Lebanese Christians. They don't care about Lebanese Christians or Muslims. He's just using this as a way to get people to donate, grifter tactics.
Yeah, and I mean, this happened a lot. I mean, you saw this. I mean, I don't know anything about this particular charity. AP says it doesn't have a good reputation, but we saw this a lot. We saw this a lot in the aftermath of all the people raising money for the people of Gaza. And so they take donations, but they're taking like 60% of it for their hard work of asking for the donations. We saw that over and over and over again of this guy made $2 million off of asking for donations for Gaza and stuff like that. So, I mean, given who we're dealing with right now, what do you think's going on? Hijab, you raise money for this, and we'll give you like 40% of whatever you're raising. Probably something like that.
Alhamdulillah. I actually, I'm quite connected to lots of Christians in southern Lebanon, and maybe I can bring some of them on here sometime. But those guys absolutely hate Hezbollah, and they are sick of it. They hate the Islamic change of their country. And even one big consideration that people even have is they don't want to split Lebanon, but there is this thinking going on of maybe we should just split and create our own independent Lebanese Christian country. Yeah, because it's not going to work out.
Yeah, polemical. Yeah, the fact of the matter is this: we Muslims and Christians have always really coexisted. Muslims and Christians.
What?
Answer.
This is turned into a comedy hour now. We've always coexisted. Give us your money.
For 14 centuries, Christians and Muslims lived in perfect harmony. Everything was great. It was all wonderful. We were brothers. And then Avery came along and started attacking me. I don't know why. I did nothing, but he started attacking me and trying to divide us because we were so loving towards one another. And now Avery's ruining it. Oh, don't let him do it. Don't let him do it. Send me money.
And everybody knows what we talk about when we say there are two major religious groups, and for the last 1,400 years, maybe with some slowing down over the last 100 years, they have been fighting against each other. Everybody knows we're talking about Christians and Muslims, right? The Islamic invasions of the Christian lands started with Muhammad himself, immediately with his successors who invaded Christian lands, and they did not stop until the end of the First World War, where finally an end was put to the Islamic imperialism. And right now, there's still a lot of fighting going on. There's still a lot of fighting going on, just not on as big of a scale as it was in the past. But you could just see this currently as a little bit of a pause phase, because the West crushed the Islamic Empire. Yeah, quite some togetherness here.
That the closest people to you are the Christians. Can you imagine that? It says, وَلَا تَجِدَنَّ أَقْرَبَهُمْ.
Yeah, that's what the Quran said before Muhammad started realizing that Christians don't want him either.
Yeah, then they became the worst of all creatures. Yeah. Chapter 98, verse 6.
It's kind of funny how he doesn't care to explain this context.
No, of course not. No. Yeah.
You can lay it down, and I wanted to do this forever. I have it already, just didn't get to work with it. But maybe we can do this together when I'm over there, Jai. Yeah. But I put together all the verses in which the Quran talks about Christians in chronological order. Yeah. Couldn't think of the word, and you see how it goes from very sympathetic to neutral to indifferent to hostile to convert or else.
Yeah, may Allah destroy them. Yeah. It's like, yep.
That you'll find the ones who are closest to you in love. SubhanAllah, the word love is used in the verse. You will find that the closest ones to you, in love are the ones who say we are Christian. That is a verse in the Quran. Many Christians listening to this might not know that. Yeah. In terms of people,
that is true. That's what the Quran does actually says.
Yeah, it does say that.
But that's before things turn ugly.
With Christian people.
And what's also important is that it is an attempt by the Quran or by Muhammad to suck up to Christians because things didn't work out with them.
It's doing exactly what he's doing. Exactly what he's doing is what the Quran was doing. It's like, come on, guys. Let's all get along. Go give us your money, like that kind of thing. Like that's exactly what he's doing. That's what the Quran was doing.
So first, Muhammad was trying to suck up to Jews and Christians. Yeah. Then the Jews rejected him and he started hating the Jews. Yeah. And the entire rhetoric there is Jews hate you, but Christians, they love you. Christians are good. Until he interacts with Christians more, and then things get nasty, and then it goes, okay, you know what? Christians are the same. Christians and Jews, the same. They're friends of one another. Whoever befriends them is one of them and will go to hell forever. That's what it is.
It's kind of, so Mohammed Hijab is doing this the other way around. He went from like the hostile, like he hates Christians approach, to now he's kind of like trying to soften up to us, and he's like, oh, we were doing this wrong the whole time, guys, when I was threatening your wives and when I was, insulting you and saying that you guys all that was all wrong. Now just give me your money and I promise everything will be okay. We're all friends.
Send me money so I can help the Christians. That's what I do. I raise money to help Christians. Yeah, sure.
Imagine any Christian falling for this. This is crazy.